Hello, and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast for all the crap we love to talk about on the old brovs. I'm Ronnie. That's Ben. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Good. Very excited. Tomorrow is the Golden Crappies here in New York City. It's finally here. The day has finally come. We're so excited. If you don't have tickets, get streaming tickets. They're available right now on watchwhatcrappens.com. It's our yearly award show. It's going to be fabulous. Then next week, we will be in Salt Lake City and Denver for our Mass Hysteria tour. And that tour will be continuing through May. So check watchwhatcrappens.com for ticket links and also for videos like this that you're watching right now. And for our traders recaps, which are great and fun, and we love that show. So thank you so much for being here, everybody. We sure love you. Oh, also announcement, what we will be covering in Salt Lake City and Denver. In Salt Lake, we're going to do Salt Lake Reunion Part 3. And
Gotta
then in
do
Denver, in Denver, we're going to be doing Southern Charm, this very show. Speaking of, thank you to Andy and Watch What Happens Live for having us on as bartenders last night. That was so fun, and we got to be on that with Southern Charm stars, Austin Kroll. This is the thing right now. And Patricia Alstel. So that was super fun to hang out with those guys. And don't worry, I already told Austin I'm going to come back to work and still mock him relentlessly. So yeah, don't worry, we didn't get paid off or anything like that. But we did have a really, really good time.
We had a really fun time, and I have to say, I have never seen someone like receive the attention of so many women as Austin Kroll. The amount of women just coming up to him all night long, giving him numbers. I mean, it was insane right now, man. It was insane. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, you can see why he would just wake up with two girls in his bed while he's got a girlfriend. I mean, yeah, you basically see that happening. Yeah, so that is definitely someone who wants to have a girlfriend that lives out of town. I'll tell you that much.
It was such a fun time, and what a wild thing to be able to get to do that. It was like cool to see the way Watch What Happens Live works and being backstage and everything, and like it was truly wild. And thank you to everyone who's being so nice to us and sending such like nice messages and comments. It's just really, it's like a really fun energy to go into this weekend with. So thanks everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, and don't forget Bitch Sesh. We were also on Bitch Sesh this week, our first ever crossover with Bitch Sesh. And also check out Virtual Reality, Page 6's show that we did as well. So like, go check us out everywhere. We're spamming the world with our faces.
That's the perfect way to put it. We are spamming the world. We're basically standing outside with pamphlets like, watch what crappens, watch what crappens, watch what crappens. We are people working outside of Leva's restaurant right now. Republique. All right, let's get into it. Southern Charm.
Southern Charm.
Okay, we start at Austin's house. He's screaming like a little girl because he sees a wasp nest attached to his door. And guess what? I don't blame him. Although I will say, looking at Charleston wasp, God damn, I'm gay. Wasp nests. How do straight people say it? Wasp nest. Wasp nests. Texas wasp nests are way bigger, so we should be more scared. Those things are like tiny little dogs crawling over honeycomb, you know? Ours are humongous. Like, you better fucking run. I have to get a wasp sprayer that like goes 20 feet because my ass stands very far away, and then I run, and then I have a blanket to throw over myself because that shit will kill you.
Those wasps seem totally unbothered, which makes sense because this is basically a show about wasps. So, like, not an issue for them. By the way, the one thing that I was thinking about when Austin was dealing with that, first of all, kind of scary. I hate fucking wasps. Why do they always build their nests on doors, like in door jams? They really have to like just be better at it. Go somewhere else. Go somewhere that's like discreet, and then do your living there, but not on like a door jam Like, what was it about seeing a giant creature walking in and out of a door that made you say, you know what, I'm going to build my house there? It's like saying, hey, see that highway, see the 405 highway? I'm going to build my house in the median right there. Like, don't do that. Like, it's dangerous. It's not where you should be. It's going to be a threat to everything. And we're just going to kill you because we're not going to like having you there. And that's what Austin does. But what I felt bad about
Wasp don't give a fuck. That's what I'll tell you. Wasp do not give a fuck. And they're daring us to pull out the spray so they can attack our asses. Listen, they don't get to live like really long, productive lives. Like, there's no college plan for a wasp. They want to kill a bitch, okay? And they're going to get us. They don't care.
they're very progressive. They like high density housing, and they will take non-prime real estate.
Truly.
But what I have to say,
luckily, Austin got so afraid of the wasps that he was like, "Oh my God, Madison!" And his spit landed on the wasp nest, so it dissolved before he even had to spray it, which is great.
He just spat the wasps to death. But you know what I was thinking about the entire time? He sprays the wasps and then he runs away. But the cameraman's still there. I was like, what is this poor cameraman going to do? Like, it's like, I think it's significantly harder to run away from wasps when you're holding an expensive piece of camera like equipment.
Well, that's why later in the show, when they were following Austin down the street, the camera kept kind of like wobbling because the cameraman was limping, because his ass got stung. He was just like crawling along the ground, just holding the camera like, I will get this shot. I will get it.
That is some hardcore camera work right there, dealing with Austin taking out a wasp nest. So then we have Molly, and she is doing one of those, I forget what you call them, where you go up, you're on a machine and you go upside down and that stretches you out, whatever it is.
Those are great. My dad has one of those. Have you ever done one of those? It hangs you upside down by your ankles.
No,
it's so good. I love those. I always pretend I'm getting shaken down. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'll pay you your money back. I'll give you your money back. Just please don't let me go.
It's like an inversion table or something like that.
Inversion table. Yes, that's what they are.
I would just be afraid that once I get flipped over, I can't get back up. I know there's probably like a cord and a rope or whatever, but I know my ass. Once I go upside down, I'm just there until someone finds me.
Yeah, the problem is you have to have the upper body strength to pull yourself back up because there's bars and you kind of pull on the bars and it brings you back up. And it's supposed to be very easy, but I'm not a light person. So I have worried, and it's hard being blind when your stomach like comes and covers your eyes, like your boob flap comes and covers your eyes. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not used to my boobs being like this.
So she's on there and her dog is looking at the camera, kind of like, at what point do I become a fan favorite on Bravo? Like the dog's kind of like, I'm a golden doodle. Like I'm a coveted breed, and all anyone cares about is like Jiggy still. And then you've got Charles sucking up all the air for the dogs on Southern Charm, and no one cares about Charles, but he just takes it all up. Look at me, I am ready for you, America.
I care about Charles. How dare you? But I will say that this is an episode about Shep's girlfriend totally using him and being a user and camera ready and all this. But no one's complaining about this dog. I mean, this dog literally goes right in front of her face and sits down and stares straight into the camera.
Yes, like so.
Why is no one worried about this dog? This dog being a user. This dog is the biggest fucking user on the show.
It's the biggest fame whore we've seen on this show. Just literally sitting there like, okay, so we're going to discuss. Am I going to get in the main credits or what?
Welcome. I'm ready for my close-up. So then, let's see. Miss Patricia is FaceTiming Whitney, and he's like, oh, "Mother, I'm in Con. Yeah, look, there's Con." She's like, "Oh wow, fantastic! I've never seen Con before, Whitney. Wow, you're just there like I am, except way far back into the city." He's like, "Can you see the bay?" She's like, "I've been closer."
When you get back, I'm going to start calling you Thomas Ravenel because you were in Con and now you're not. You're an ex-con.
Then we see Madison arriving at a place called Frothy Beard Brewing Company. Gross. Shave Brewing Company. Yeah. And there's food stuck in that brewing company's beard. I don't care. ZZ Top is dead. Okay? Well, I don't know if literally, but like figuratively. Let's just all stop with those beards that come down to our chins. It's gross. Wear a napkin like everybody else. Okay? I don't want to see shrimp peels in somebody's beard trying to come make out with me. Shave it.
Yeah, you know what? It's time for brewing companies to also get their shit together with these names. They're just getting annoying at this point. You know, back in the 90s, everyone used to always joke about all the crazy names that the grunge bands would have. And it's like, oh my God, those stupid grunge bands. Well, guess what? The spirit of that is back alive with these microbrews and breweries. Okay, Frothy, Beard. Like, let's not. I mean, it's bad when you make Trop Hop look like a pretty chill name. Let's just get back into good branding.
Greasy butt hair. Like, great. Sounds like a delicious beer. Can't wait to drink it.
Excited. So Craig is like, I've been looking forward to seeing you. Well, how do you feel about JT, traitor? And she tells us, honestly, I'm still pissed off at Craig. Mainly because I just like being pissed off, especially at Craig. But I always expect loyalty out of a friendship. I'm like, why are you then friends with the most disloyal people on Bravo?
You're a friend with the natural cast of the traitors. Like, everybody on this show betrays each other constantly. She's like, I just don't know why I can't trust you. Also, in the beginning, she was doing that whole, like, previously on Southern Charm, I got real mad at Craig because Craig forgave JT. And, you know, then he was just trying to be nice to JT and bring him back into the fold. But then he decided that he was still mad at JT and he wasn't going to give him any more chances. Fuck Craig. Craig is the reason that everybody's mad at JT in the first place. I love that they're acting like St. Craig is over here doing something nice for JT. JT is the one who ruined his reputation in the first place. Well, the Canes didn't help. Let me say,
the Canes did not help.
I'm not going to be totally
and neither
JT
did his
on this show because he's a total douchebag too, just in a smaller beavery package. But yeah, you know, fuck.
And
Craig.
also the fact that he was insinuating that Brett was jealous of him. Although Brett was kind of jealous, but he
wasn't telling a lie. Brett did call and demand to know what happened in that room and who else was in there. So.
All I know is the biggest traitor here really is Madison, because last time I checked, Madison just was always going to take down Austin whenever she had a chance. And now suddenly she's like buddy with Austin. So you want to talk about a traitor? You're a traitor to us, the audience. Okay, you are our ally on the show.
You decided to go work for the evil empire, okay? Who's the traitor now? The only evil empire I will stand you working with is Miss Patricia.
Yes. We will support that. So Craig is like, I could not have been more wrong. Excuse me? Want to say that again? He's like, I know. I've been very genuine in my efforts to try to reintegrate JT into the group after I caused him to be banished with my own lies, but I just don't have the energy to help him anymore.
Yeah, you're just a real fucking helper, Craig. You really deserve a hero statue in the middle of town. I hope they take one of those racist ones down and just put Craig up there like, I tried to reintegrate JT. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. You were the one who kicked him out in the first place, you little butt.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, I wanted to tell you the next day. She's like, I know. But listen, if anything, it just hurt my feelings because I do think that our relationship is stronger than your and JT's relationship. So he's like, blah, blah. Watching men eat on this show, I swear to God, can't they do it like housewife shows where you put food down in front of them and they never touch it? I mean, have some manners. Nobody wants to watch you eat with your mouth open. And also, what are the parents? I know Craig wasn't even raised here, but why do parents on this show not tell their children to close their mouth while they eat?
I know, Shep especially. I mean, Shep really is like the worst food eater.
Austin and Shep are both pretty bad because Shep just, and he's always eating chips and guacamole, I've noticed. And he always just does it like, he's like
always
kind of an open out. Garbage, just but like he's half eating and half moisturizing his face with the guacamole. And then Austin eats like if a bird was eating a gumdrop. He's like, he's like more mouth forward when he eats and spittily.
Yeah.
But none of you know how to eat. Just stop eating on camera, for Christ's sake. The show's about manners.
Exactly. So Madison is like, well, why did you want to give JT another chance? I think that hurt Austin's feelings. And by the way, listen, Austin, this whole thing with Austin, this like divorce, I think that you two were going through. I mean, what are we going to do about it? Because like, I think that Austin loves you. I think you're more angry about it now and he's more sad. And she starts talking about how she's like, I always feel bad for Austin. And then she just starts to laugh.
I mean, look at him. He's just pathetic. He's just so tall. You know, at least short people got to blend into the crowd, but he's just such a tall loser. I mean, it's just like a target just being right up there where we can all aim for it. You know, I just feel bad for the guy.
It's like he's only had canned corn. He never had the real thing. So,
And of course, we get a shot. She's like, we've had ups and downs. And then we get the shot of, God, now this is insane, with him grabbing his wiener. And she's just passing the camera going, you motherfucker, I'm going to kill you and all your firstborns.
I will say, I just have to say that backstage at one point, Austin organically at one point said, it's insanity. And I was like, yes. He says it. So Madison is like, well, I do think that he's doing well, but well, I do too. But what do you want me to do as a friend to Austin that I wasn't doing before? I don't know. Cuddle him at night like you used to. I don't know. You bunch of betas. That's what betas do, right?
Look, he just takes my friendship for granted, and if he wants to play victim in all of this, I mean, fuck that guy. He's pushing me away, and I don't know what to tell you. We were friends, but now we're like strangers.
But that was Austin's whole point. That's why he went to your house, because he's like, it's like business. We do, we work out and we record a podcast, and it's like we're not friends, we're like business partners. And now Craig is like, wow, I just feel like I don't even know him anymore. It's like, yeah, that's the point. That's why he went there.
And I really like when they showed the clip of them, Craig shirtless, sitting at his pool, leaning back, having a beer. And Austin's like, God, Craig, all you do is work. And he's like, all I do is work anymore. As you're lounging by your pool. It's like, yeah, it's like 24 hours of my day now working.
Watch, I can turn my fireplaces on with my phone. It's work.
And also Craig saying, I feel like he takes our friendship for granted. Weren't you wasn't he the one who said, let's go play golf? And then you bailed the night before so that way you could go gardening. This scene just happened 2 weeks ago. I remember all of it.
Yeah. I mean, I do think Craig's just like, I don't want to, you guys mostly want to go out and get shit-faced, and I'm not going out and getting shit-faced. So, what do you want me to do? And it is hard when you're used to getting shit-faced with people, and then you have to come up with alternate things to do. I remember one of my friends got sober, and I was like, okay, well, now what do we do? We literally sat there and stared at each other should we go to an amusement park? I mean, we went to Six Flags. We ate a lot. That's for damn sure. We got real fat. And I think how many times can you go to Ross Dress for Less together and look at the home section? It's not very big. So, I mean, I get it, if that's your hobby, it's very difficult to find another hobby is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
So now we go to JT's apartment, and he's doing his typical JT having a scene in the apartment scene, and now he's trying to bring a match across the room and hope he doesn't fall, and it falls. Oh my God, what a wacky guy. So he calls his mom, Bunny, and she's like, hi, sweet angel, how are you doing? Did you ostracize yourself from another group yet? He's like, yeah, Mom, I certainly did. Well, I'm going to go to Augusta to play golf with some friends, since I think my friend group's not doing so well here. And if that doesn't work, I'll go to my middle school friends and then my high school friends. Mama, God, I love you, Mama. I'd never call you the B word.
Wow, you want me to go in there and yell at the principal, tell him that those bullies keep messing with you, they're going to have Bunny to deal with? And he's like, no, Mama, come on. He's like, well, I'm going to try Augusta again, but if that doesn't work out, I guess I'm going to have to go back to my high school friends, Mama. I'm just going to have to keep going back until there's someone to hang out with me. And she's like, just don't show pictures of your couch, honey. Because nobody's going to want to be friends with someone from the... Actually, his couch here is pretty cute in the apartment. I'm referring to that ugly couch that he bought for his rental that she hated.
Yeah. It's weird to feel like you've done nothing wrong except be honest. And it's flashback to him telling Taylor, Gaston was cheating. So he's like, and somehow it gets turned upside down to where you are evil. And I mean, I think the part that hurts the most here is why flame me? It's, because you're an outsider and you came in and you're trying to have TV moments and you overplayed your hand. You did a pretty good job last year, but you fucked it up with the reunion and you've been on a losing streak ever since.
Also, I can never feel sorry for a guy who's like, but I'm just honest. Why are you mad at me for being honest? Because, that's the sign of huge douchebaggery,
And it's to think that he did have a second chance. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't feel like you get to be the one to declare that. And, you know, he was getting a second chance to this group. And the fact that he like sacrificed it all over Taylor, that's what's so sad. And like when Taylor went storming out last week, he should have been like, not like, what is the truth? I'm just telling the truth. He should be like, I'm sorry. Like, he should have just gone to apology mode and be like, I didn't mean to upset you. But instead he was like very much about like, I'm telling the truth. And then Craig got on his ass. And now, I mean, like, he's just, it's over for him.
I don't know that I would have even apologized to Taylor, you know, and seeing those clips, they played those clips from last week a lot over and over. Taylor, you're on a reality show about messiness, and you literally dated Shep to get on this show, and now you're dating another person who's like TV ready to be on this show, and now you're storming out every other episode, and I just don't know that you have that right. And also, you're supposed to be messy on the show. What do you think we want to sit here and talk to, like, watch you talk about? Like, people bringing up your plot is kind of doing you a favor, you dummy. It's called your job. You're not doing it. Someone has to do it. Would you think we just want to sit here and watch you play pickleball with the semi-hot ears guy? No.
So Bunny is like, yeah, well, while you're away, I'm going to come do your apartment. And he's like, all right. You know, you also have access to my assistant, Shannon, right? And she goes, and your fiance, Vanita. He's like, mother.
She's like, she's a sweet girl because she texts me sometimes, you know, and she'll say something nice to me. And I'm just like, oh, what a nice girl. And she's like, well, if she does love you, Mama, Benita does love you. I mean, she really does, you know, and I know you like her too. And he's like, yeah, you know, my mama's right. Benita's a shining star. And, you know, there's chemistry between us, but we just don't talk about it because, you know, we just have this friendship. You thought I was the only one that didn't know how to friend zone a biatch? My turn. Da-da-da-da-da. My turn. It's like JT's big end of Gypsy moment. Can you tell I saw Gypsy last night on Broadway? He's like, here he is, boys. Dun. Here he is, world. Dun. It's JT. Your friend zoned, your friend zoned, your friend zoned.
So now we go to bless his deluded heart. So now we go to Vanita's house, and she's putting together some snacks, and Leva comes over with some herbs, and they're going to make some spritzers. And Vanita's like, I'm going to give myself a little pat on the back. I'm a great host, and I think everyone can benefit from a Vanita Aspen hosting class. I can teach you how to set the table, pour the drinks, cocktails, and make snacks, the timing, the attire. I was like, good for you, Vanita, because you know you're probably not going to last after this season. So set up your post-show plan. I love it. Get those classes in.
Poor Vanita. You think they're going to fire Vanita?
I mean, Vanita is so lovely and likable. She's got great style. She's beautiful. She's smart. She seems great. But like on this show, like it just seems like no one pays attention to her. And I mean, this is the most storyline she had this episode. And I just think she's just not messy enough to be on this show.
Oh, no, she's got a lot more storyline in this show, that's for sure. But yeah, I don't know. And also, you're just making this huge amount of food for Leva, who's just like, she looks at it like, I make an extreme effort to not ever touch that. So I don't know what you think I'm doing here. Leva is also just like, well, here I am filming a scene. How long do I have to stay here? Anybody? I've really got things to do. So
she's like, I'm sorry I can't have your lunch. I just had another batch of cookies that I made with my child in my kitchen. And then I went to the best restaurant in all of Charleston, Republic. So anyway, good to see you, Vanita. And Leva says that Vanita, she notices that Vanita is giggling a lot. And when she does that, it usually means that she likes someone. So Vanita's like, oh my God, there's so much to unpack. And Leva's like, okay, so did you make out with JT? I'm just saying, you guys have chemistry. I feel like the more that we talk about you guys having chemistry, you guys will actually have chemistry for the audience.
Yeah, and she's like, okay, oh my God, I just don't know, I messed up. Listen, you're trying too hard to stay on this show. When you go this low, and I'm doing it with my hands, when you go this low, and I realize I'm making a short joke, but I don't really mean to do that. But when you stoop that low, you not only embarrass yourself, but you kind of hurt your back, because he's really low. Mm-hmm. He's really low. Just stop it. Do better.
Yeah.
So she's like, tee hee hee, I just like him so much. And everybody's like, oh my God, they're fighting. And I'm like, oh my God, he's so cute. And Leva's like, oh my God. You're like, yeah, is he tan? Like, is he fighting? Like, I'm going to make out with that guy. But Leva looks kind of grossed out, you know?
This is Manny's fault because he up and left Vanita, and now she's just spiraling into a rebound. And like, Manny, just so you know, just know the damage you cause when you do these things. When you go off to Broadway and leave your lady behind, you don't know who she's gonna, where that vulnerability and that heartache is gonna send her, and it's sending her towards JT, and that's just not nice. That's a cruel thing to leave in your wake, Manny.
But I didn't get the vibes from Manny that Manny was really into it either. I mean, remember that breakup scene they showed when Manny's like, yep, I'm going to go to Broadway. She's like, oh my God, we're going to Broadway? He's like, I'm going to Broadway. She's like,
It's like, he's in the show right now. What show is he in right now? I forgot. Oh no, he was in Illinois, which I think closed.
oh, well, maybe he will be back in 3 months. You see how it goes? You got to love when Broadway people are like, 3 months? There's no way I'll be back in 3 months. Maybe 10 years. It's like 3 months later. He's like, yeah, that wasn't my best work. I'm back. I'm back.
Illinois. So, anywho, Vanita's just talking about having a crush on JT, which is as fascinating as you can imagine. And Leva's like, well, have you ever told JT that you think he's cute? She's like, no, but I plan on having JT over for dinner, and guess we'll hopefully talk it out while we eat branzino on my sofa. Could not be more of an awkward seating arrangement for an awkward date.
Tee oh my God, JT's coming over. Tee Listen, Vanita, this whole storyline is like a class pass. I'm just not buying it. I'm never going to buy it. There's nothing you're going to do to make me buy it. I'm not going to do it. Okay?
So, and then she's like, when I'm interested in a guy, I'm not going to wait for him to make the call. I'm going to be the first one to say, hey, how you doing? So today at 12:30, I expect you to pick me up. Like, you answer to me. I'm all for that, but also if you're going to do that, pick better candidates.
Yeah, make sure they're going to listen. You know what I mean? If you're gonna need to boss somebody around, you're going to need to get a listener. And no one on this cast is going to do it. I'll tell you right now. Men in Charleston have too many options. You need to move. We're saying. If you want a beta, you need to move, honey. So she's like, yeah, he's a marriage guy. Love is like, yeah, he's totally a marriage guy. I mean, who wouldn't want to marry that guy? Like, seriously, if you know that if there's a bad storm, that man is going to build you a dam. So,
Vanita's like, yeah, he's a marriage guy. He's not like the rest of the boys. Like, if he finds the right girl, he's going to get married immediately. Well, he actually was married, and I think we all saw how that turned out. So anyway, now we go over to Sally, who goes to a place called Bevy Benny Brewing, which I guess is better than Frothy Beard or Sweaty Crotch Microbrews or whatever they're called. And so Molly arrives, and they haven't seen each other since the tuba. I was kind of wishing that Molly just brought her little tuba and they just poured beer into it, and she just drank out of the tuba.
She's like, hey, do you have 2 hours? I've just got a tuba to play for you.
So they sit down in chairs that are like, oh my God, this chair was like much lower than I was expecting. I know, it was like really low. Dude, wasn't that so funny how low it was? It was really low. Oh my God. Did you get Botox today? I got it on my chin. You got it on your chin. I got it on my lips. Oh really? I got it on my forehead. Oh my God, I got it on my elbow. Oh my God, we got Botox everywhere. I got filler too. Oh, you got filler? Where'd you get your filler? So they just sort of compare notes on everything they've done to keep things fresh.
Yeah, and this is one of those scenes that really kind of illustrates, I think, what a lot of people go through, especially in a town like Charleston, where the men have way too many options. And it's kind of sad to watch. Like, you've got these two gorgeous girls with their whole beautiful lives in front of them. Like, I hope we look good for guys. And especially Sally. I shouldn't say that about Molly, because Sally is the one who's like, well, it's not like my ex-fiance told me your boobs aren't good enough. Oh, because she's talking about how she got a breast reduction. So she's
Yeah.
like, well, I started doing Botox because I was insecure, but also it makes me happy, you know? And then I got a breast reduction because it's not like my boyfriend, my ex-fiance told me my boobs weren't good enough, but it's just all the girls he was cheating on me with just had these bigger boobs. So I got porn boobs, you know? He's looking at porn a lot, so I got porn boobs. And then I thought, am I doing this for me? No, I'm not really. I was like, this is so sad. I don't like this. I just want to like go like firebomb that guy's house.
Yeah. So then Molly explains that her boobs are from like she has size in her boobs from a fat transfer because she says, you know, my ankles were a little thicker than your average person, and I was always a bit bothered by it. So finally I got ankle and calf liposuction and I shot the fat into my boobs because I had new boobies. It's amazing
She's my
what
hero.
we as It's amazing
have
what we as
cankle
humans
tits?
can be insecure about.
That girl has cankle tits now. Like, that is my hero on Bravo. Someone who's just like, take my cankles and put them in my boobs. I mean, that's the best Bravo shit I've ever heard. And I was not expecting to immediately stan her during this episode. I mean, look, I already love her because she plays the tuba and she eats cupcake sandwiches. Okay. She's already got that going for her. But it was cemented today. Put the woman's hand in some cement and get them on a sidewalk because she has cankle boobs on purpose. And she's like, that's right. And I tell people, hey, babe, big boy, do you like that? They're my cankles. They were terrible. You should have seen how big they are. Yes.
When she said that, I was like, "Oh, Ronnie is going to be in bliss." When I was like, "Ronnie's going to love this."
Girl, I'm getting my waddle put into my boobs. Just wait. I'm gonna.
And
have
I
a
knew you were
waddle
going to
dick.
say that. I knew you were going to say that.
I'm gonna have a
You're
waddle dick. I'm going to get my waddle injected into my dick. Okay. Period.
So anyway, yeah. So she had that procedure. And she's like, well, people are not giving me bad feedback, which is nice. And Sally's like, yeah, so I think it was
Yeah,
Ryan.
she's like, guys are saying I'm look great, so I guess it looks good. Well, glad you're not looking for fucking validation anymore with the new ones. I'm glad you got new ones to not get validation from the ex-fiance, just everybody else now. Come on, man. Yeah. You're better than this.
So then Sally's like, by the way, she's like, I think it was Ryan was trying to tell me that you seem like you'd like be a good fit for Shep. Like he's kind of hot. And Molly's like, yeah, Shep is hot. Shep's a hottie. And I was like, girl, you have to get out of Charleston. you are JTing the bar, as in lowering it. And so Sally's like, yeah, I mean, he is hot. And well, he wasn't hot when I got with him, but you know, he's looking hot now that he's taking ayahuasca. And then we see a rare Ryan clip where we're at the symphony and Ryan leans over to Shep and it's like, Shep, by the way, I think Molly likes you.
I was all scared. Molly's like, well, I'm not super forward. I'm just like really awkward. Like I like playing the tuba. I'm just such a nerd. And I'm like, is this going to be a thing now? Because like, I mean, he's with Sienna. It's not like I'm like trying to steal some guy. Tee-hee. Am I doing this right?
Because I would look like a freaking idiot. So Sally's like, yeah, but y'all would have a cute couple though. You're both tall. Yeah, we'll have giant children and great personalities. At least one would the half good personality. The other half personality, I don't know. But you can play tubas. Your kids would play tubas.
They'll also use really big words out of context and kind of mispronounce them a lot. It's going to be amazing. Yeah. Can't wait. I see my whole life in front of me. It's like a community theater production of Shakespeare where no one can remember their lines.
So Shep now goes over to a restaurant with little Craig, and Austin shows up, and little Craig wants to get involved in the action and stuff, and they're just catching up, and Austin's like, so anyway, what's been going on? And he's like, well, gosh, it's been like a really hard week for me. I mean, Sienna went to Africa, and then she was flying home, and then like after that, I don't hear anything, and then 2 days later, I'm like, hello, like, why haven't I heard from her? Gosh.
And Austin's just looking around the room doing that mouth thing. He's like, what do you mean you didn't hear more? Like Austin knows something and he's not telling Shep.
is what I'm saying. And he's like, yeah, well, she should have texted, but at that point I was just kind of spiraling, So, God, you want me to read it? I said on Sunday, where are you? And Austin's like, just like, hard stop, like, where the fuck are you? Like that? And he's like, no, like this, like, where are you? So, like, manly. Where the fuck are you? You're going to text me back? No, I was like, where are you?
I said, Gosh,
I'm just a good little boy.
I'm a good little boy who misses his girlfriend. Gosh, where the fuck are you? Gosh. So Shep is like, I mean, yeah, she could have like been rushing her, but whatever. But she was like, I'm in the Bahamas. And I said, I don't like not talking to you because I love you. I'm a good little boy on ayahuasca.
Taylor is sitting at home just like stabbing a ham. You know what I mean? I feel like she pulled a ham out of the refrigerator.
And Taylor ham.
She's Taylor pulled out a ham. She slammed it down on the coffee table, and she's just stabbing it as she watches the scene. Because all the work that she put into Shep, and Shep with this new person is just suddenly like, oh my gosh, I was like, I love you. I want to marry you. Let me impregnate you right now. Jesus, God damn it.
Well, because Sierra had the good sense to make herself unattainable, as opposed to Taylor. So, because Shep is always going to be, he always loves the chase. And Taylor made it too easy. Now, I'm not saying that's right, because I don't think in a relationship you should have that at all. And, I don't think it's bad that Taylor likes a guy. So if he's like, hey, where are you? She responds. I'm just saying that Shep is a dog, and so he's really in it for the chase, and Sierra's keeping the chase on. She literally went to Africa.
I agree that he's a dog. I don't know that we've ever seen Shep chase a person, though. I don't know that Shep's really a chaser. He's just kind of a liar downer, in my opinion. But I will say, I do think now he's becoming more of a chaser because he's realized that he's like old and he's not pulling the same that he did before. Because Taylor was like, 4 years ago that started? And I think things changed, okay? And his reputation got worse and worse and worse, as well as his, general age. I mean, we age. That's how life works. And I think he's got this young, beautiful girl, and it's because she's young. I think he's chasing her youth, And I get it because I'm getting older and I see younger people and I really want to start carrying around a syringe and just start stealing their stem cells out of their spinal fluid, I'm just like, I'm on the subway. I'm so close to that 20-year-old spine. I could just get a little stem cell out of there and inject it right into my cheek and everything will be okay. And I think Shep's just realizing that this might be his last option. It's his last chance to get a youngin'.
Yeah, it could be. But I think that fuckboys are inherently all about the chase. I think it's like, for fuckboys, it's just about getting those notches, and they're just gonna, it's about conquest. And I think that's what I see in Shep. I see someone who is, I see him going to, I think when he knows he can have it all, he gets restless. Or at the very least, it's that. So maybe it's not about chasing. It's about being restless. Who knows? All I know is that this relationship is not going to work out.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious this one's not going to work out. So he's like, where are you? And she wrote back, I'm in the Bahamas. And I said, I don't like not talking to you because I love you. And then we see his text and it says, I know that. And I realize you're off your phone, but you're like an important part of my life. And I was worried about you. And I like it, honestly, because it means I care. And I like caring because that makes me a better person. And I don't like not talking to you. Mad emoji face because I love you. And I'm making plans for the future with us in mind. And I wanted to get on a plane emoji, and find you this weekend because I didn't have to film. Please be mine, young person.
This is too much. This seems like someone who is like cracked out of his mind, like spiraling. Like if I got that text and I was Sierra, I'd be like, yeah, sorry. So the president of the Bahamas called and they said I'm not allowed to leave the country and you're not allowed to come into it. So I guess we can't see each other anymore. Bye.
That was a really long text, which basically said, please don't let me have another season of Southern Charm of looking completely undesirable. It's been like 4 in a row. Gosh.
So Austin's like, yeah, well, what did she say back to you? And Shep says, okay, well, she wrote this. She said, I'm sorry. I've just been going through a lot and kind of needed space. And I was like, oh gosh, what does that mean? It means that you are like a 47-year-old man baby who who clearly was on something, texting her, love bombing her, and she was like, too much.
Yeah, I went home and I got on my couch. Thank God for little Craig. It felt like someone had gutted me. Gutted me, Dad. You know, if I look this unattractive again on TV, how am I going to get laid by other 20-year-olds in bars?
Yeah, well, gosh, I really feel so bad for Shep having to finally feel what it's like to be in a relationship with himself, like every other woman who has had to deal with him. Right. So he, like, how many women has he done what Sierra's doing to him too? Right? Like, it's turnabout is fair play, okay?
Yeah, and Austin's like, well, sorry to hear this, ma'am, but, you know, I really am. But you've hung out with her for like 6 weekends. I mean, that's nothing. Are you kidding? 6 weekends? In gay life, that is like our 10th anniversary. What are you fucking talking about? 6 weekends? That's a lot.
It is a lot. It is a lot. Shep, for the longest time, told me that it's not like manly to be sad about a woman or to be sappy. So it's interesting to see, you know, the change, and I like it. It's like a humanizing quality to Shep, but at the same time, it's like, how could you love a girl you've only met like 3 times? That's insane right now.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what Shep's doing here. I mean, I know that we're all supposed to feel sorry for Shep because he's getting used by this girl, and poor Shep, his heart is broken. But that's exactly what they're going for on this show, and I hope you guys aren't falling for it, because when Austin says it's like a humanizing quality to Shep, that's why they're doing it, okay? Mm-hmm. He needs a humanizing moment, and I'm not falling for it.
And also, like, this is also a moment where Shep I do think the ayahuasca thing played into this, because I think he's like starting to realize like, oh, I'm a mess. I'm, 67 years old and I don't know really what's happening with my life, and I'm kind of immature. I don't have my shit together, but if I get into a stable relationship with someone, that will prove that I am mature and I'm an adult and everything will be fine. And all the doubts I have about myself, all my insecurities, all the nagging feelings that like all my intelligence and all the money that's been poured into me is not turning into anything, that will all go away once everyone sees and once I see that I'm capable of having a relationship. So therefore, this is what I've chosen. I've chosen this beautiful woman in a different country, and this will work out and everything will be fine and the illusion will maintain. And that, I think, is where his head is at right now.
Yeah, I think that he's just, he picks somebody who's not there so he can cheat all the time, but then he can still say, I have a beautiful girlfriend and she's young, so I'm still sexually viable. And then he doesn't have to put in the work to actually be a boyfriend because she's not ever there. And I mean, I just think it's like a whole perfect package, and it's just all for his reputation. You know?
I have a counter, which is all of the
I love
above.
it. Hold on. Let me let Ashley's children sit on there.
The answer is all of the above. Everything you said, everything I said. It all works.
Yeah, I agree with you too.
It all works together. It's all part of the package.
I think so too. It's all a charcuterie of douchebaggery. You know what I mean? Just pick your meat.
But like from Trader Joe's. So it's like it's not from Bristol Farms. It's not a nice charcuterie.
That was the biggest burn you've ever gave in this entire episode.
It's not even Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's charcuterie.
It's just that standard thing, the plastic, you peel it off and there's some cheddar wedges,
Yeah.
So that's what's going on. So where were we in here? Where were we?
Your mind wanders to places and it just sucks, My fear, my paranoia is that there's some dude who seems like a big shot. Maybe he is a big shot. I don't know. I wonder how much mailbox money he gets. I wonder if his dad prefers wooden blinds on rental homes.
Shep trying to do this faux humble thing, like some quote unquote big shot's gonna come in, when Shep is like, see this county, we own it. Like, you come from old Southern money. Okay, you are a big shot.
I think that's what he's saying. I think he's like, I'm a big shot, but this other guy's probably like pretending to be some big shot. Or maybe he's a bigger shot. I don't know. I can't wait to ask her. I'm going to have a private eye follow her around and find out, does this guy get free Dockers wherever he goes? Gosh.
Free Dockers. So Shep is he just gets complimentary Dockers. Oh, sir, welcome to to Rancho Palos Verdes. Here's your hotel room, and we've provided you with a complimentary Dockers.
Tell your daddy we said hello.
Congratulations, Mr. Shepherd Rose. Please welcome to the American Express Rewards Program. Here are your free Dockers.
I thought we were going to go to the Bahamas, and visit everybody. But, like in my mind, oh God, are we not doing that?
And I'm like, wow, you even gave her the cast trip? You gave this new person the cast trip? Oh, you are so fucking pathetic. And this is such karma. But again, it's hard for me to believe that he didn't set this up to make himself look like a huge victim. Time will tell. Time will tell.
Yeah, and then Austin's like, oh, yeah, well, I love the initiative. Yeah, it's the first time I've really seen it from anyone in this cast, at least in the men. But I can tell we both, and Shep is like, yeah, but I can tell we both want to talk to each other. And, blah, blah, blah. He's like, honestly, I just want us to. Oh, so they start talking about Craig. Sorry. And because Craig calls. That's who Austin says I like the initiative, because Craig's like, hey, what's going on? I want to hang out this week. Like, oh, love the initiative. Yeah. Oh, okay, bye. So then Shep is like, this is good. You guys can become friends again. When was the last time you saw him?
Like, whoa, this is nuts right now. I just want to, begin our, footing again, I want to start getting back to, having a very solid relationship.
Hey everyone, this is the end of part 1 of this recap. For part 2, keep an eye on your podcast feed. It is coming up in just a moment. Thanks so much for listening. Catch you on the second half.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Our way is the Amber way.
It's always automatic with Ashley Auto.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Put your hands together for Carly Clapp.
Catherine DiBernardo has our hardo.
Get on the right foot with Chrissy Offutt. Dana C. Dana Do.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Etchels.
Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. Jamie, she has no last namey. You'll never hide from Heidi Eleanor Jones.
I go, you go, we all go for Hugo.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know Your Worth with Jason Kurth.
We could all learn from Jennifer Kearns.
She's our kind of mess. It's Jennifer Messer.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
Knock, knock, knocking on Katie Mannock's door.
She's our favorite streamer, Caroline Peacock.
Kristen the Piston Anderson.
Get a bee in your bonnet with Lacey B.
Bringing the funk, it's Leslie Plunkett.
She gets an A from us. It's Lindsay D. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino.
Fresh as a daisy, it's Maisie McHenry.
We love her on the rocks. It's Melissa Cox. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
This is Living with Michelle Vivian.
I love a ya, Olivia Williamson. Tastier than Flanderson, it's Rachel Manderson.
Have a heck of a time with Rebecca.
She sure is swell. It's Raquel.
Yes, we canna, it's Savannah.
Cast a spell with Shannon Spellman. The Bay Area Betches. Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
She's VVIP, it's Amanda V.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
She's got a leg up. It's Beth Ani.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva. Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. We got our wish. It's Jen Plish.
She's not harsh. She's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly. It's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender.
We're ride or die for Lisa Ryder Barron.
She's a whiz. It's Liz Sarthy.
Always killing it. It's Lola Alkalani.
The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
She eases our woes, it's Melissa St. Rose.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
Put on a kettle for Rebecca Weddle.
She's the queen bee. It's Sarah Lemke. Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.